Well, so that's correct, Melissa. Raven was telling me that.
Good morning. Committee on Parole is called to order. It's 9:03 a.m. Today is Tuesday, February 3rd, 2026. My name is Cheryl Renatza. I'm serving as chair of today's panel. And my colleagues today on the panel are Mr. Chucky Tillis and Mr. Steve Prater. And our first remote location this morning is at Raymond Laborde Correctional Center. Good morning. Warden, would you and your staff please introduce yourself for the record?
Morning, Deputy Warden Stephen Bordelon.
Good morning. I am the trip nurse here, Annie McCrae. Raymond Heath classification.
Melissa Joshua Records.
Right, thank you. And we have Mr. McCrae for us this morning. And Mr. McCrae, let me just read some identifying information, and I guess he can communicate okay. How you doing, Mr. McCrae, this morning?
Oh, pretty good, ma'am.
Well, let me just read some identifying information into the record, sir, and you can tell me if it's accurate or not. You are Lonnie McCrae. Your DOC number is 446055. You're currently serving a 10-year sentence for aggravated battery out of East Baton Rouge Parish. You were sentenced in November of 2023. Your parole eligibility date is January of 2027, but you're here this morning because the facility has recommended you for medical parole. Does all that sound accurate to you, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you. So I guess, Warden, either you or Ms. McKnight, can you just give us a synopsis of his health condition and if there is a suitable facility willing to take him?
Yes, ma'am. I'll get Ms. McKnight to kind of elaborate a little bit more on his medical condition. I'll just say from my part, you know, he did come to us in September. You know, initially it was he was up for a medical furlough. At that time, he was approved for a nursing home, but I think that had expired. But I did talk to our records department. That's something that can be reinstated and approved, you know, if he is granted today. But if you want to know anything else regarding his medical condition, I'll get Ms. McKnight to explain.
So let me. So he's listed on our records, I guess, as a medical parole, but it's a medical treatment furlough. Is that what y'all are?
No, ma'am.
Okay. All right. Ms. McKnight, can you just give us a rundown of his situation?
Yes, ma'am. Last May, he was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer. These past month to 2 months, his condition has declined rapidly. He is total care. He needs assistance for transferring from bed to wheelchair, going on trips. He is now wheelchair bound. He needs assistance just to turn in bed. The only thing he's able to do is actually feed himself, but he is total care.
Okay, and in the information that we were provided, the life expectancy is less than a year?
Yes, ma'am. He has a poor prognosis. This is a terminally ill disease that he has.
Okay. And what do you what is the residence plan? Do you know?
It would be the Harmony House, a nursing home in Shreveport. They had accepted him back in October, but you know, a lot of time has passed, so we're gonna resubmit that, but they had already accepted him. His treatments are also in Shreveport that he's receiving.
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am. He goes every 2 weeks to EA Conway for his physician follow-ups, his cancer treatments. He has one next week as his next scheduled one.
Okay. And I don't have any other questions. Do my colleagues have any other questions?
I don't know.
All right. I think that based on the information that was submitted to us and that which we've heard today, we're prepared to vote, and I'll vote first. And by the way, thanks for the video. That was very helpful. my vote today would be to grant the medical parole to the medical facility once he's accepted.
I concur.
Mr. Prater?
concur.
All right, so we'll get that to you, and if y'all work with the Harmony House, we'd appreciate it. Good luck to you, Mr. McCrae.
Thank y'all, ma'am.
Perfect. I'm gonna go
All right, good morning, Captain. We are now at your facility, the State Police Barracks. It's 9:15 a.m. on Tuesday, February 3rd, 2026. For the record, sir, would you introduce yourself and then we'll ask Mr. Young to do so as well.
Good morning, everyone. Captain Patrick Washington, State Police Barracks.
All right, thank you, sir. And Mr. Young, would you introduce yourself? Tell us your name and DOC number.
Kevin Young, 507072.
Yes, sir. And Mr. Young, we have here with us in Baton Rouge at DOC headquarters, you have your lawyer here. Would you introduce yourself for the record, please?
Sure. Adrian Hutchison, attorney for Louisiana Parole Project, here representing Mr. Kevin.
All right, thank you. We have others in support. Speaking on your behalf will be the Parole Project, Mr. Kerry Myers. In support, we have Kyria Jackson, your daughter, your stepdaughter, Brittany Jackson. And also we have a Parole Project student, law student, Dacia Williams, who's here observing this morning. So, Mr. Young, let me read some identifying information into the record, sir, and then I'm going to turn it over to Mr. Tillis. Your case has been assigned to him. He'll take the lead. So, Mr. Young, you're classified as a first felony offender. You're currently serving a 35-year sentence. You were sentenced in East Baton Rouge Parish in February 2006 for manslaughter. You have a parole eligibility date, which was June 14th, 2025, and you have a good time release date, March 16, 2034. Is all that accurate?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you, sir. Mr. Tillis.
Good morning, Mr. Young. How are you?
All right.
Can you tell us what got you where you are and why you feel that we should vote in your favor today, please?
On June 14th, 2005, me and Mr. Carl Jones got into an argument in which I got angry and I left. I went out and got drunk and high off powder cocaine and came back later on that night. And we ended up getting into a fist fight in which I stabbed him twice. My children's mother came in the room because she heard the commotion and broke us up. And I asked her, and she asked me what had happened. And I told her to ask him, and I left. After I sobered up, I came back later on that day, the next day, and I called and talked to Mr. Jones' youngest son, James, and I asked him how was his daddy doing. And he had told me his daddy had died on the way to the hospital. And I immediately told him that I was sorry. After I got off the phone with James, I turned myself in and I gave a statement admitting my wrongdoings. At that time in my life, I was going through financial problems, and me and Miss Jackson, we had to move in with her mother, and Mr. Jones, in which I showed no appreciation, no thanks, or consideration for what I had done, because they was helping me out. And also, in that time of my life, I was dealing with my mom's being in jail and helping my grandmother take care of my nephew because my sister, she was hooked on crack cocaine. And then I had my kids to take care of, but I wasn't stable mentally or physically. At the time of the crime, I had no education, no work ethics. I used to always quit or either get fired off jobs on the regular. I had no directions in life. I was living day by day. Even though I was 27 years old, I was still an immature person. Since I've been incarcerated, I got my GED and developed a strong work ethic. I done had 2 long-standing jobs. One at the garment factory for 10.5 years, where I learned how to sew, and I moved up in performance, becoming a line pusher and landscaping here at State Trooper headquarters and here on site at the barracks. Excuse me. I also took several self-help classes like drug education and therapy, 12-step, and Alcoholics Anonymous, where I learned that alcohol and drugs affects a person's thinking and causes a person to have poor judgment and poor self-control. I'm committed to my sobriety, and understanding requires me to continue programs like AA in order to continue to be successful, because I know I'll always be an addict. In thinking for a change, I learned to pay attention to my thinking, and I learned to consider and understand different views and opinions of others without conflict. And I learned to recognize the risk of my actions. If I am granted parole with the help of the Parole project, I plan on doing a long-term stay with them in which they're going to help me find a job. And I'm going to continue to take AA classes and any other class to help me to continue to be successful. Because I know that stability is one of the main keys to not relapsing. I know what I've done is inexcusable, and I always expressed how sorry I was by taking the life of Mr. Jones. I know I hurt my children's mother, Miss Jackson, as well as her family. I know I hurt my kids. I never want to do anything like that again, to take anyone through anything like that ever again. I want to apologize to the Jones family and the Beecham family for the pain and the hurt that I caused them, because he didn't deserve it. He didn't deserve what I did. Thank you.
Thank you. Captain, is there anything you can tell us about him?
Absolutely, sir. As y'all have had the pleasure of coming out here to see our small little campus, we have a level of closeness here, dare call it intimacy, that other places aren't privy to. Every week we get to see the fruits of this place and the joys that families have when someone has done enough to make it here. Since I've come to the State Police Barracks, Kevin preceded me here. And every day you can count on a number of things in this place. And one of them is before the sun comes up, he's working out. When it's time for him to go to work, he's standing there waiting on the supervisor to pick him up. He's going to work all day. And when he's done, he's going to go do something else to occupy his time, whether it's helping someone in the hobby shop, mentoring someone, or just being there as a friend. I see his work ethic every day. I also see the human being that he is. If I was a business owner and I had a landscaping job, I'd hire him before I'd hire anybody else. He's one of two individuals that I know that can operate two weed eaters at the same time. I can barely hold one, and he can operate two of them proficiently. His family, I'm not to take away from the victim's family, but his family cares deeply about him. And you can see it when they come to visit him. I would not dare say that I can speak for anybody other than myself when I say that, barring my position as the warden of this institution, if he and I were neighbors, I can guarantee you he'd be one of my closest friends. Thank you.
Thank you. How long has he been there?
9 years.
9 years?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you so much, Captain.
Yes, sir.
We have some other people who is going to speak on his behalf. His daughter, Miss Jackson.
The daughters aren't speaking, they're just hearing support. It'll just be Karen speaking.
Yeah, just hearing others.
Okay, all right. Mr. Myers?
Yes, good morning. Kerry Myers here for the Louisiana Parole Project on behalf of Kevin Young. About 9 months ago, I sat down with Kevin for the very first time. And exactly what you saw a minute ago is what I saw with Kevin. I saw maturity. He admitted that he was still an immature person at age 27. I saw genuine regret and remorse for his actions. And as we started talking, which was not the only time Kevin and I have met, by the way, we started talking about the things that he's done during his incarceration. And I think this is what happens when the Department of Corrections and someone who is looking to change their life meet and intersect. Kevin has taken advantage of the things that the department has available. The department in turn has, I think, in many ways may have saved Kevin's life. He has become sober. He has become committed to that sobriety. He's earned his GED. He's learned job skills. He's still at an age where he is very employable. We are committed to providing Kevin with support, long-term support, with job assistance, counseling through our social workers to help him maintain that sobriety. He will become part of our support group meetings and follow the recommendations of our social workers. We believe Kevin would be he does have family support, but we will house Kevin for as long as he needs. He is, like I said, he is employable, and we believe that Kevin's trajectory is only going up. And so we ask this board to consider those factors and grant his parole today.
Thank you so much, Mr. Myers. Ms. Hutch, how are you today?
Happy New Year. Happy
you.
New Year also. So thank you, Board. I won't go into much detail. Kevin has done a tremendous job of explaining who he is today. I think the brief provided you with a clear picture of his life and his upbringing and who he was then. I think that he's articulated well his ability to want to continue with AA meetings. He likes the structure, he likes the accountability. As you know, our clients go to AA meetings, and now we host support AA classes in our at our facility. So he has the opportunity to do it kind of double time if he wants. I think his prison record in itself shows that he's outgrown the impulsivity and the reckless thinking that led to the crime. I think his work ethic shows that now he'll maintain employment and be able to provide for his family. Before you today, even though they didn't speak and they're a little nervous, are his children who are also victims of the crime. That was their grandfather, one of whom was present at the time. They've forgiven him, they continue to meet with him and spend time with him. And they're ready to welcome him home to be a dad and a papa. And he wants to come home so that he can possibly lead his grandchildren away from the path that the people in his family had gone down. Just a couple of things. As you know, Kevin was sentenced to 35 years. He served 20 of those years. He's at about 70% of his good time date. And he's done extremely well. I do know that previously we had hoped that he would be able to do the victim awareness or victim impact at the barracks. Because it hasn't started yet, I do have our victim impact if y'all want to see what we would be able to provide him with at Parole Project, which is the victim impact listen and learn from the Department of Justice. So if the board would like him to complete it with us, we could provide y'all with a certificate of completion within like the first 30 days. And so if the board has any questions or concerns, I'm here. But thank you.
Thank you so much. Mr. Young, you elaborated pretty good on some things that I wanted to ask you about. I see you got a G. At this time, some of my colleagues may want to ask a few questions.
No questions here.
I have no questions. We're ready to vote.
I'm prepared.
Mr. Tillis.
My vote will be to grant to Louisiana Parole Project.
Mr. Prater.
I concur.
Well, Mr. Young, I was very impressed with you've done a lot of self-reflection, obviously, and you were very well prepared today. I want to thank you for that. I was impressed by the remarks that the captain made about you, and I'm impressed with your record, so my vote is the same. I would require as a special condition that you do complete the victim impact once you get to the parole project. I think that would be beneficial to you. So today, sir, your parole's been granted and we wish you well.
Thank you. Thank y'all. Yeah, come on, here.
Good morning. Can the folks at Iberia turn your camera on, please?
Yes, ma'am. Good
So,
morning.
thank you. Good morning. So we are, the Committee on Parole is now at Iberia Parish Jail. It's 9:35 on February 3rd, 2026. And could we have the officer there introduce yourself for the record?
Yes, Deputy Nicole Norman.
Thank you so much for accommodating us. We are ready for our Iberia case, Mr. Terry.
All right, we'll get him in 1 second.
No, I see. All right, good morning.
Good morning, how are you?
Good. How are you this morning?
I'm okay.
So, is Officer Norman still in the room with you?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you adjust the camera upwards a little bit? It's cutting off about his foot. There we go. That's much better. Thank you. So, sir, would you introduce yourself? Tell us your name and your DOC number.
I'm Terry Eugene Doehling, 2230911, I think is it.
No, sir. That's not your DOC number, but what is your date of birth? What year were you?
Oh, it's right here? Yeah. Okay, yeah, 774874.
All right, thank you, sir. That's what I have. And is that a parole revocation questionnaire that you have?
Parole, yeah, questionnaire, yep.
Did you sign that piece of paper at the bottom?
Yes, ma'am.
So based on the information on that questionnaire, sir, you're not eligible for us to appoint you a lawyer. Are you ready to proceed with that one today?
Say again?
You're not eligible for us to appoint you a lawyer. Are you ready to proceed without an attorney today, or do you want to hire a lawyer?
No, I'm ready to proceed without an attorney.
All right, so this is a revocation proceeding. Your case has been assigned to Mr. Prater. So I'm going to turn it over. I'm sorry.
Okay. You doing okay today? Yeah, I'm fine. I'm all right. I'm in good health, I guess.
Okay, that's important. When you get out of jail on parole, you sign an agreement that says you'll abide by certain conditions. You're here this morning in front of us because you're accused of violating 3 of those conditions. Basically, it has to do with one condition that you absconded, you left and you weren't supposed to. You left the state. You didn't tell them where you were going. You never reported in. Now, when you had your preliminary hearing, you pled guilty to these things, but how would you want to plead this morning? And do you have anything to tell us about that?
I just had lack of transportation and lack of money because I don't have residence, except for like at the homeless shelter in Lafayette, you know? So, I don't know, that's all I can say about that.
Yeah, sure. Well, part of the Department of Corrections responsibility when you parole out is to make sure that you don't have any needs that aren't being met and they're supportive of you, but also the safety of the public, especially on a serious crime. When you parole out, we need to kind of know where you are and keep up with you and gradually transition you back into society from jail. But if you never report and you don't tell us where you're living and you end up leaving the state and we don't know where you are and you get arrested in Kansas, you understand how that we can't do our job and you're not doing your obligation.
Right. Yeah, I understand.
Okay. I don't have any other questions.
Mr. Tillis?
No, I don't have any either.
So tell us how did you come to be homeless? You say you were homeless.
Because my mother moved from Overland Park, Kansas, back to Wichita, Kansas, and I don't want to live in Wichita, so I'm homeless. No, I cannot. The only thing I can do is go to a homeless shelter in Lafayette or maybe Lawrence, Kansas has a good one, you know?
Yeah.
So that's why.
I don't know if that's a good plan at this point for you. So we're gonna, is there anything else you want to tell us before we vote? Mr. Dowen?
Not really.
Care to vote?
Yes, I'm prepared. Terry, I don't we can't supply you with a place to live, and we can't solve all of society's problems and ills and find you a place to live or do all that. All we can do is make sure you abide by the conditions that you agree to when you leave parole, when you're let out of jail after committing a serious offense. And you didn't do that. So my vote today is to revoke your parole.
Mr. Till
I concur with Mr. Prater.
and Mr. Dowen, my vote today also is to revoke. I hope that you will take advantage of the opportunity and try to find you a suitable place to live. There are resources available to help you. So I wish you well, sir, but today your parole's been revoked.
Good.
Yeah.
Yes, so it's you, and her, and then you think. I know they just caught me on the wrong thing.
You have to go in this little window.
Oh, no, wait till they come on. No, I was go ahead and put it like that. She watching. If they do captain, you gonna fill out for it?
I don't know. I don't know. And this why, this already, I say this. It's gonna be more of a headache than what I got.
Cause it's more work.
It's gets more work. We got less staff right now, so there's even more work. There's more pressure on the captain. And the captain's hands are tied because the captain can't make decisions without approval of the assistant chief or the chief.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Is this Mr. Alden?
Yes, ma'am.
Good morning, sir. Let me just do some preliminaries and then I'm going to tell you, we got a little delay. We are, the Committee on Parole, we're now at CADDO Correctional Center. It's 9:47 on February 3rd, 2026. Sir, I'd like the staff to introduce themselves for the record.
Good morning, Lieutenant Parker Crockett.
Deputy Davis classification.
All right, thank you. We are, okay. So we're ready to proceed. We were waiting on Mr. Alden's attorney, but I think, yep, there he is. He's on. So good morning, Mr. Alden.
Good morning.
How are you doing today?
I'm
You
doing
all right? I need him to, yeah, if you could sit up so we could see all of your whole face. Yeah, you're cutting off it. There you go. Oh, he's adjusting the camera. Would you introduce yourself, Mr. Alden? Tell us your name and your DOC number.
Alden Antoine 542268.
All right, yes, sir. And you have a lawyer here today, sir. Would you introduce yourself for the record? Oh, you're on mute, sir. You're still on mute.
Good morning. I'm Aaron Brainerd, 509 Milam Street, Shreveport, Louisiana.
All right, thank you, Mr. Brown. And Mr. Antoine, we are going to, you're here, do you understand you're here for a revocation proceeding today?
Yes, ma'am.
So I'm gonna, and this is addressed to you and your lawyer. I'm gonna read the allegations against you, and then I'll need a plea of guilty or not guilty to each of the allegations.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm going to read the first one. It's parole condition number 1, and it's alleged that you violated that condition because records reflect that you failed to report to the probation and parole office within 48 hours after your release from jail.
Not guilty.
Ms. Renaza, can I interject?
Yes, sir.
You're aware I filed a motion for a sanity commission. I've met with this gentleman twice, and from everything I can discern, he suffers from some acute mental health issues, and I don't know that he understands these proceedings, and he certainly has not been able to assist me in providing any kind of representation to him. And so that's why I filed that pleading with your board. I don't know that the board has the authority to appoint such a commission, but I think you could at least stay the proceedings and order an evaluation of Mr. Alden.
Yeah. Mr. Brainerd, we do maybe have a plan. We need to get first through these technicalities for each violation, and then we'll
Well, just
get with you about a plan for Mr. Andrew.
Right. And just note a respectful objection to the colloquy with him on his pleas, as again, I don't think he's competent.
Okay, thank you, sir, and that is noted. But I'm gonna go ahead and proceed with the other two allegations. We won't address the fee issue. But condition number 2 is the same, where he failed to report to the parole officer for the months of January through September of 2025. Mr. Alden, did you report to your parole officer during those months?
I had permission from her talking to my mama that I could be at the mental hospital January 30th to like 3 months after that she wouldn't complain about it. She told me when I come in that I had to report to her. But I was unaware of what I had to do because she had given me permission 3 months to be away from her.
Okay. I'm gonna record that you're saying not guilty on that one.
Yes, ma'am.
And then last is, you failed to, this condition number 3, you failed to provide a new location of residence. So your supervising officer didn't have the ability to visit you at your residence as required. Did you tell them where you lived?
Not guilty. So 113 Cotton Street, my mama address, I never moved.
Okay, so we'll say not guilty, but we're gonna have a conversation with you and your lawyer, Mr. Alden.
Yes, ma'am.
So, Mr. Brainerd, the record, what I show in the record was, that Mr. Alden was in, there were several treatment dates during the months of between February and September, where he was in a treatment facility.
It should be from January 30th, the day, until like 4 or 5 months after that.
Right, I have from February 6th through March 7th, then again, March 26th through April 23rd, then May 29th to June 26th, and then August 21st to September 8th.
Well, it started, I buried medical assured record file from January 30th to.
And then you went to another place, Rayville Recovery.
Yes, ma'am. I went to
September
Rayville
of 25, and they said you didn't follow the rules, so you were returned back to New Iberia.
That wasn't the case that I was told about. That was the last place I was at rehab.
So it's my understanding, Mr. Alden, that at some point, maybe at your preliminary hearing, that you were offered a technical revocation, and you didn't want to do that. You wanted to proceed today for a revocation hearing before the board. You remember that?
I don't understand. I didn't understand what was going on. I understand why I was in jail.
Because you didn't report to your parole officer.
I felt I was innocent because she gave me permission.
Okay. Mr. Brainerd, I've reviewed the case, and it seems to Mr. Let's see if I recorded it. He has a release date in May. I did hear you. I don't believe, because he was in treatment, the record fully documents that. We also have a record of his mental health diagnosis and some records from the facility there at CADDO. I do believe, as you have suggested, that a DOC mental health evaluation is in order. Do you have any input into that at all?
Yeah, I mean, I would just say that we need that. I don't know if you have documentation that already shows, discusses his competence to I mean, from what I know of the case law, the due process requires him to understand the proceedings, and if his mental health is such that he can't, then I don't know that he can participate in the proceedings. It would be a due process violation. So
What I'm going to recommend today, and this will be my vote, is that in lieu of revocation, rather than revoke, is to order a DOC, mental health evaluation and treatment based on the record that I see. Is there any objection to that?
You know, because he's got this deficiency, you know, I don't have any authority to you know, object or not object on his behalf. I can't effectively communicate with him. So it's, you know, I'm you know, I'm kind of stuck on this thing as well. You know, I don't think his incarceration should last beyond May.
Right.
I think I would have to file a habeas, you know, I would be duty bound.
Yeah, it will not, it would not extend beyond that date.
Well-
And you're looking at his release date, right?
Yes, that's what I was talking about.
That's the date, yeah, that's the date we
Right.
have in our record too, and it would not, but it would give the DOC the opportunity to help find him appropriate placement, to help, to give him, you know, the evaluation that he needs, which would involve substance abuse and mental health, and to evaluate whether or not there's a need for medication and help him get
Good, man.
compliant with those meds. And then, you know, he would have to release on that day. I don't think he could, it might not go that far, but it could not extend beyond that May date.
So what about Homeland Security illegal investigation that's being conducted on me, and they know the truth?
They'll help you through that. They'll help you through that during the
They know
evaluation.
I went to the hospital January 30th on my release because I went on my medicine.
Well, that's right, and we want to help you get back on your medicines correctly. So my vote today, Mr. Alden, is to, in lieu of revocation, order a substance abuse and mental health evaluation and treatment with the DOC.
So you saying I gotta do jail time some more? I've been in here since October 16th.
Ms.
Mr.
Renata.
Prater. Mr. Alden, we're going to help you through this. Good luck, sir. All right, good morning. It's Mr. Patrick Green. Is that you? You're on mute.
There you go.
There we go. Mr. Green, would you tell us your DOC number, please?
113219.
All right, Mr. Green, do you have some paperwork there with you?
Oh, I do, yes,
Do you have the parole revocation questionnaire
yes,
that you signed?
yes,
That's your signature on the bottom of that page.
yes.
Based on the information in that form, you're not eligible for an appointed lawyer today. Are you ready to proceed with the revocation proceeding without a lawyer?
No, not really. I want to continue because I'm waiting on the charges to be dismissed.
Did you go to court in January 26th?
They waived it.
What do you mean they waived it?
They just waived. They didn't bring me down. I've been here 2 years and they hadn't been bringing me to court. We're waiting on a video.
Yeah?
We're waiting on a
Do you have a
video.
lawyer?
Ma'am?
Do you have a lawyer?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
Did you want him to be, or he or she to be here for the revocation proceeding?
Yes, but I hadn't been able to get in contact with him.
So do you want to continue today until you can get the lawyer?
No, I don't want to continue. I want to wait till the charges dismissed because they're gonna dismiss them. We're waiting on a video.
Well, I know, but in order for that to happen, you'd have to continue this proceeding.
Okay,
That's what you want to do?
yes, ma'am.
Did they set a new date for your trial?
I don't know when it is. It's not a trial. I'm not going to trial. We're waiting on a video.
No, well, my information shows you had a trial date, January 26th.
It's not gonna be trial. We're waiting on a video, ma'am.
What's it continue?
So, yeah, what kind of video is it that you're looking for?
Well, they're waiting on a video. The video is,
Body cam?
Is it the body cam footage?
no, it's the KTAL, News 6, video. They said, my truck was at, Plays and it's not there and they deleted part of the video. So they're waiting on that video. My truck was not there, so that's what they're waiting on. And they're gonna release it.
Well, I think that unless you want your lawyer here today, your hired attorney, the lawyer that you have, did you hire him or is he appointed?
No, ma'am, I hired him.
Okay, do you want him to be present for the revocation?
Yes, ma'am.
What is your lawyer's name?
His name is Daryl Gold.
Daryl Gold?
Yes,
Okay. So you're asking us to continue this revocation decision until Mr. Daryl Gold can be present?
yes, ma'am.
Mr. Tillis?
I agree.
I concur.
All right, and I also vote to continue. So Mr. Green, now it's up to you to get in touch with your lawyer to tell him. But we're
Okay,
gonna continue till Mr. Gold he contacts us and gives us some dates we can proceed.
yes, ma'am.
Good luck to you, sir.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. They saying I get 6 burgers, but I'm paralyzed.
Nikki, hello. Wait, I can't hear you yet. Can you sit up so I can see all of you? There you go. Good morning.
How you doing?
Good. How are you this morning?
I'm okay.
Good. You know, you're here for a revocation proceeding, but you have a lawyer with you this morning. You aware of that? He's on the TV screen. Do you see him?
Who is that?
Would you introduce yourself, sir?
I'm Aaron Brainerd, ma'am.
Okay.
Have you ever met Miss Orobu, Mr. Brainerd?
I have, it was, at the time, the guards were unable to get her out of herself in a safe manner.
Right.
She was not keeping on her attire and was cussing profusely.
So if you have no objection, and Ms. Tennicki, that we have a plan for you. It's my understanding you don't believe you have the correct medication. Is that right?
No, I got the correct medication.
But you don't take it properly all the
Yes,
time.
I do. Yes, I do. I take CADDO every 2 weeks.
Right. Right. But we have in the record that you don't always take the medication as you're supposed to. We'd like to get you to
I always
a
take
place.
my medicine. I don't never refuse my medicine. When they had me taking, they was trying to give me the pills Depakote. I wouldn't take the Depakote, but I always take the shots, Haldol, with them big old killer needles.
Yeah, they are. And you take Risperdal too?
No, when they were trying to give me the pills for the Risperdal, I wouldn't take the Risperdal either. I wouldn't take nothing but the shot.
I see. So I think, Mr. Brainerd, what we'd like to do is continue this proceeding till we can get her a mental health evaluation with the Department of
How many mental health evaluations I'm gonna have to have? I've been in jail 5 years off and on at CCC for misdemeanor charges. I'm on a contempt charge to court. That's not no felony. That's not no misdemeanor. That's like a ticket. And y'all hold me up for my kids and my family. You lay in your bed every day.
Yeah,
Why I
Ms.
can't lay
Tennicki,
in
you have a new misdemeanor conviction. You do for battery of a police officer.
I ain't got no better on the police. It's better on me because the police raped me. Jamerson, he raped me. And when I hit him or whatever I did to him, that's because he raped me. And I have witnesses that seen him raping me in front of the whole hotel at the Coast.
Oh, all right. Now, see? So we'll, Mr. Brainerd, I think that we will continue this proceeding and send her for a further mental evaluation with the Department of Corrections. It's obvious that she's not able to participate today in a constructive manner. And the record does show that she's not been compliant with her medication and that she says they are the wrong medication. It's not what she prefers. So I think she needs some assistance in that regard.
Can I ask the board, is she going to be maintained in CADDO or is she going to be sent to another facility that has more robust mental health?
It is our plan that she be moved to the Louisiana Correctional Institute for Women in St. Gabriel.
Okay, because it's my understanding back in June, she was sentenced to hard labor for a year. So I think that must be a felony. I don't know, but that's what the minutes read. And you can't do hard labor on a misdemeanor. I don't know if the minutes are in error, but so anyhow, will I get, on this and the previous one, will I be sent anything with respect to the results of the evaluation?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
We'll get her to sign a release and, yes, sir, we'll share that with you.
When is the release date on this latest?
This lady, I think her date is in sometime in February.
Yeah.
And, you know, if, in all candor, given the minutes showing the guilty plea in June, and I'm amazed that somebody got through a guilty plea on this matter, but you know, I think any person would have, you know, that was competent in light of that plea would have revoked themselves at the preliminary hearing. So I would hope that she would be released, you know, sometime around that release date, because if she wasn't suffering from this mental illness, she would have revoked herself, given that plea, if she was competent. Unless, you know, there's something to this defense of being raped.
Yes, sir. So we'll get her transferred to the Louisiana Correctional Institute for Women and hopefully get her the help that she needs with a plan for release, because her release date is February 10th.
Okay. All right.
We'll send you the information. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much.
Mr. Sims. Y'all are on mute. And ask him to unmute your microphone.
Ma'am,
Okay, you did. Could you tell us your name, sir? Give us your name and DOC number.
Gary Sims,
What's your DOC number?
125162.
That's it, sir. Do you have some paperwork there with you, sir?
Yes, Ms. Renasi.
Do you have a parole revocation questionnaire?
Yes, ma'am.
And is that your signature down at the bottom of that page?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Based on that information, Mr. Stentz, you're not eligible for an appointed counsel. So you're ready to proceed without a lawyer today?
No, I need a lawyer. Why I'm not eligible?
Can you read and write?
Yes.
Are you under mental health treatment?
And I said, you said I'm not ready for it. I can't have a lawyer.
Right. I'm going through the process to make that, to confirm that determination.
Yes, ma'am.
So are you taking any mental health medication?
Yes, ma'am.
You are?
Well, preaching.
Okay. And do
Yes,
you understand the charges against you for violating your parole conditions?
Yeah, I understand.
So based on what you've just told me, you're not eligible for us to appoint you a lawyer, but you can hire a lawyer.
Okay, that's what I want to do. I want to hire a lawyer. I want to continue this cause I've been here 4 years, 1 month, and 12 days. You know what I mean? And what I'm saying is all my charges been to get dismissed. So I'm understand why am I here with this? I'm not violating myself.
Okay. Did you go to court January 29th?
No, the ice storm.
Oh, right. Okay. Did they set a new date?
Yeah, February the 19th.
Okay, so you want to continue because you have a new court date, February 19th.
Yes, yes, ma'am, please.
Okay, well, so Mr. Tillis, would you like to vote?
I concur.
Mr. Prater?
I concur.
And I vote the same. We're going to continue this proceeding until after your February 19th date.
Okay, thank you.
Like
Ms. Renata, can you understand? Well, I'm trying to understand the procedures is this. What is this new? This new with the parolees and everything, you know what I mean? Because when I first came, they asked me, did I want to what this hearing is really about? The revocation hearing.
It's whether or not you violated the conditions of your parole. You're out on good time supervision, aren't you?
Okay, yeah, but I haven't been told, I haven't been found guilty or nothing. I've been here 4 years and and 1 month.
I understand, but it's alleged that you were involved in criminal
Oh, alleged. I thought you had to have facts. It had to be facts that I violated, right?
If you were engaged in criminal activity, but you've already elected to continue, so we're going to see you after your court date of February 19th.
Yes, ma'am. Ms. Renata, I just trying to understand this, you know what I mean? I'm just trying to understand the procedures that we going through that, you know what I mean, that when I go to court and they dismiss my charges, what happened then?
Well, then they'll let us know that that's what happened.
Okay, so right now I'm still guilty, right?
You're still on hold pending that decision.
Oh, okay. Thank
We
you.
have that decision, so we'll see you after February 19th.
Yeah, appreciate it.
All right, we're going to sign off from CADDO. It's 10:42. Well, good morning.
Good morning.
Let me just for the record say we are at Dixon Correctional Institute. It is Tuesday, February 3rd, 2026, and it's 10:49 a.m. Good morning, Warden. Would you, for the record, introduce you and your staff?
Yes, ma'am. Good morning, board. I'm Dusty Bickham, Ward.
Down Cavalier Classification.
Ashley Bradley, Records.
Alvin King, Reentry. Curtis Thurman, Mental Health.
That's it.
All right, well, thank you. And we have Mr. Dowden. Good morning, sir.
Morning.
Would you introduce yourself? Tell us your name and your DOC number.
My name is Derek Dowden, DOC number 481806.
All right, sir, and let me just read some identifying information and we'll get started. You're classified, Mr. Dowden, as a second felony offender. You're serving a 30-year sentence. You were sentenced for armed robbery in Caddo Parish in August of 2006. You have a parole eligibility date, which is July 26th this year, and you have a good time date, July 21st, 2029. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, sir, your case has been assigned to Mr. Prater. I'm gonna turn it over to him.
Yes, sir, Mr. Dowden. You doing okay today?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good, good. Well, we need to talk about your case a little bit, and since you applied for this, this is your show. So we're gonna let you tell us, I want you to tell me what you did and what you feel about it and what you've done since you were locked up to make us feel like that you're a changed man. And then we're gonna hear from the warden, hear what he got to say, and then we're gonna hear from three folks that are in support of you. One is for the parole project, and then your mother and your aunt. And we'll hear from them, and then we'll ask you some questions, and we'll see what the decision will be, okay?
Yes, sir.
So this is your show. You've applied for it. And so I want you to, in your best words, tell us what you think about what you did.
Okay. In 2004, my drug addiction was completely out of control. And an acquaintance of mine introduced me to Brian for the first time. While I was at his apartment, I noticed that he had large bottles of narcotic pills. And I remember, like, a few weeks later, I remember just feeling desperate. I remember, like, feeling obsessed with going and taking those pills from him. And so I decided that I was going to do it. And I didn't have a weapon, but I know someone who did. And I called him, asked him if he was willing to help me. He agreed. And so we went to Brian's apartment. Excuse me. I asked Brian to use the phone. He let us in. At that time, I pulled out a gun. The guy who was with me started to duct tape his wrists, his ankles. I asked him where the pills were. He told me. And on the way out, I noticed that he had a shelf of CDs, a PlayStation, and so I emptied a laundry basket and I put those items in the laundry basket and we left. And I would like to acknowledge for the board that though I know that the things that I took from him were special, I know that he worked for them, I'm sure that it took him a while to build up his collection of CDs. I want to acknowledge that I know that I took a lot more. I took a sense of security. And I'm deeply sorry for what I did to him. I know that it was traumatic. And the whole time I've been down, he's been in my prayers. I hope that he was able to recover. And I'm not trying to offer up my drug addiction as an excuse for what I did. But I think back to every time I've gotten in trouble, every arrest, every relationship that I destroyed was because of that. And I don't offer it as an excuse. I take full responsibility for everything I've done. I know that I'm responsible. So to address the situation, once I came to prison, in CADDO Correctional Center, I was having a hard time at first, and the mental health director there, Dr. Flournoy, he told me that he was going to put me in programs going, Foxtrot. And so I was able to get the help that I needed. I would go through these classes. I took them seriously because of I was able to go back also as a group leader. I was able to have contact visits with my son. We took parenting. I was a facilitator on parenting. I did Hazelden, criminal addictive thinking. I also did a substance abuse. But unfortunately, at that time, before I went to DOC, I didn't fully grasp the substance abuse. I still struggle with drugs in prison. And when I went to David Wade, I tried to get in classes and they told me that I had too much time. So I started going to AANA, and I have experienced relapse after years of sobriety. And so I went through that for a while, and I ended up being transferred to Winfield. And Winfield was a drug infested facility. And I did relapse there. But it was in 2017 that I finally hit rock bottom, and I knew that I had to make a change. I knew the guy over the Celebrate Recovery. So I went down there, and as I began to do the steps, I realized that before, I was trying to do it on my own. And so I realized that I needed to give my life to Christ, and I did. And I took that program seriously. I didn't just go through the motions. I received the information. I lived, talked it. I've been able to, I was able to go back as a facilitator, and that helped me go through the program in service to others. I was able to experience it through another angle. And so I've been clean for almost 9 years, and it's only by the grace of God. And I've continued in my recovery. I've been going to AANA here, and I also go to church. I know that the only way that I'm going to be able to stay clean is through God. And what I've been doing in prison, it's worked. Meetings work. I take it very serious.
Okay. All right, well, thank you for that. I appreciate that. That covered all the points I needed to as far as what I like in the opening statement. Warden, tell us about this fella.
Oh, yeah. Kind of hard to follow that one. Let's see. So I tell you, he's a trustee. He is a trustee here. He works at our dog pen. So he helps take care of our canine animals and stuff that we need for narcotic and chase dogs. Been there over 4 years. That's a job. Been there over 4 years. Does a wonderful job there. He also, looking at his record, he's only had, I think, 4 write-ups in 21 years. So his disciplinary record is very, very good. Last write-up was in 2014. I do know he has a parole project backing him on this. Numerous classes, trustee. One thing in his faith, I will say, he talks about his faith a lot. He does go to church with the Healing Place group that comes in and stuff. I see him in that event. But one of the things he's known for is leather works, to be honest with you. He's a, I don't know what the word is, a leather craftsman, I guess. He makes belts and things and slings and things of that nature. Goes to Angola for their arts and crafts. At DCI does our arts and crafts, and actually fairly well known. I have people contact me say, "Hey, who's that guy making belts? I need a belt made." So very good belt maker and different leather work. So anyway, he's done very well since he's been.
Okay, thank you, Warden. We appreciate that. All right, well, let's move on to, let's see. We got 3 folks gonna speak, and, Ms. Paige Dowden, would you talk to us first? I think you're still muted.
Okay, yes, sir. We just got it unmuted. Okay, my name is Paige O'Pride Dowden. I'm Derek's mother, and I'm here to talk to you about Derek's life, all of his life, and the 21 years he's been incarcerated. Sorry if this gets a little bit long. I didn't have much time to get ready for this, so I wrote down some stuff last night I'm going to read. When Derek was a child, he was in Cub Scouts, Boy Scouts, and Christian school. He was a good kid. When he started high school, he began to act out of character, so he realized he'd started doing drugs. Years later, when he first went to prison, he got in trouble a few times, but eventually we began to see a huge change in him. He seemed like he was starting to finally get it. He became very involved in the church. We spent hours a month discussing Christian music. He talked all the time about his leather work. He worked in the garment factory. He became a professional at sewing, and he became very familiar with commercial sewing machines. Since then, he's so serious, he's acquired about $30,000 worth of tools, enough to run a professional shop out in the world. After we saw how serious he was, we had the opportunity to buy a commercial building on a major US highway, so we bought it. It's already mostly paid off. This past October, Derek got a chance to go to the Angola rodeo and sell his products. And he called me at the end of the month and told me that he'd sold just under $13,000 worth of products in 4 days. That's impressive. So, which made us even more confident that buying the building was a good decision. I'll tell you a little bit what we have planned for him when he is released in the future. When he was released, he's going to have his own shop to come back to. We have a car for him, so he'll already have his own transportation. We've got furniture for him, brand new furniture. Some of it's still in the box. So he's pretty much all set as far as that goes. He'll just need to buy a phone. We've also recently purchased a 10-foot plasma cam cutting table that his father needs his help with to build a metal building for it. So we're going to do some light manufacturing, and Derek will also have the opportunity to make products with this. Derek's father and I started selling products on the internet in 1998. So if Derek wants to sell products online, we can help get that set up. Basically, overall at this point, he's a really good person again. I'm convinced he'll do fine. He does have lots of remorse and regret for what he did. And he's always told me that he wished that he could apologize so Brian would know how sorry he really was. Besides the support he'll have from his father and I, he also has lots of relatives who'll be supportive, including his 22-year-old son, who he's really close to, and he speaks to him all the time. Derek has a really good work ethic, so I expect him to stay busy and do well. He plans to find a good church and continue to go to AA and NA meetings to keep himself on track for a positive life. And if he makes parole, we're looking forward to having him back home and helping him navigate himself into a busy, successful business that will provide for him for many years to come. In the beginning, he can work at our warehouse during the week if needed until he has enough income to support himself.
Okay, thank you. Appreciate that. All the preparations that you've done, your loving family. That's great. Okay, let's move on now and talk to the aunt. Is Miss Barbara Dowden.
It's Barbara Patrick.
Okay.
Dowden's the maiden name. I am Derek's oldest and favorite aunt. He and I have talked through his whole incarceration. He and I stayed in constant communication. We spoke either by letter or by technology. At least once a month we have spoken. So I watched him through all of this. He is only 5 months younger than my son, so I watched him grow up. Derek got into some typical young 20-year-old, mid 20-year-old stupidity and kind of went down a wrong path there. And over time, it took him a long while to realize he had traveled down the wrong path. But in the shop that he will come to, I got in 2015. And once he realized that there's going to be a place for him to come to, his attitude started changing. I watched him. I'm a seamstress, so him going into the garment factory and sewing and all, we talked about sewing machines, we talk about pattern making to design his own things, purses and belts and different things. We talked trade as to what he would want to do. How would he want to pursue manufacturing and marketing his products that he can make? I have a in-place customer base waiting for him to show up. That everybody knows that this is a sewing shop that I've told him I'll sew anywhere from leather to lace. So he could do any type of sewing discipline that he would want to do, start his own whatever he wants to choose and do. Derek, I've been real proud of him. He has changed. He is not the arrogant young man that he was. He did learn that he didn't do what he was supposed to be or be the person, but now I think he's become that. He is he's responsible. He regrets his previous actions. He regrets the decisions that he made. And if he doesn't, then I'll just tell him he needs to. I think he's got a lot of potential once he gets out, to be able to make his own place in the world.
And it sounds like he got a lot of potential because of his family, and I appreciate that. Mr. Kerry Myers, tell us about your group and what y'all are willing to do.
Yes, good morning, Kerry Myers with Louisiana Parole Project, and we're here in support of Derek today. Derek's handled himself, I think, in front of this board and let you know his path through his incarceration, and the warden has spoken highly of him about his faith and his recovery. I think while a lot has been said, and it's important about Derek's future and the support systems he has, the real crux of this is the work Derek's done. The work that's Derek recognizing the addiction, the damage that it did to his life, to other people's lives, the faith that he's grown in, and the maturity that he's achieved. Derek has served now 2/3 of his sentence. Parole Project is here to support his transition, which is the biggest obstacle, I guess, when someone first comes home. It's the most critical time in those first few months. And we are here to support Derek, provide him transitional housing, the programming he needs after 21 years of incarceration. Obviously, the world is a different place than the world was when he went into prison. That's where we're going to specialize in helping Derek make those adjustments with the support of his family. We will make sure he's connected to the sobriety plan while he's with us and when he moves forward. He's told you how committed he is to that and understands how important that is to the rest of his life. He will see our social workers and work with them. He will have one-on-one coaching through our case managers, technology, finance, social norms, how to interact, just socially. And Parole Project believes that Derek's future is one that should be served in the rest of his time in the community. While he committed a very serious offense, he has done the extreme hard work to get where he is now, and Parole Project wants to continue to support that.
Okay, thank you. Appreciate you and appreciate what your group does. All right, back to Mr. Derek Dowden. Mr. Dowden, you've heard what everybody said, and really, I don't have a lot of questions to ask you. The only other time that you've been in trouble was for drugs and absconding once you were on parole or probation for the drugs that you were on. And so this is the only violent crime that you've committed, although it was a serious crime. The DA is in opposition, the sheriff is in opposition, the chief of police is in opposition to this. The victim is not in opposition. The victim says that if we feel like as a board that you have rehabilitated yourself, then the victim says that you shouldn't have to spend any more time in jail. And so the victim is, and that's that's saying something about you. It's saying a huge amount about the victim. And so anyway, I don't have any other questions.
Yeah, I have one. You say you've been clean for how long?
I'm going on 9 years now.
Going on 9 years. Yeah, we like to see at least 10. You had a couple of relapses too, you said?
Yes, sir. And when that happened, I realized that I was trying to do it on my own. I tried to work the steps, but when I got to Celebrate Recovery, I realized that I didn't grasp it before, but step 2 is we came to believe that a power greater than ourselves could restore us to sanity. And I was trying to do it on my own. And step 3 is we made a decision to turn our lives and our will over to the care of God. And that's when I gave my life to Christ. And I took that program very seriously. We had daily devotion. And this wasn't just a program that you go to, it was a dorm that we lived on. And I have no desire to go back to that life. You know, I just want to be a successful person. I have absolutely no desire to use, and I'm not.
You don't think if around your friends and stuff, you would probably relapse again?
No, sir. I'm going to be very picky about who I hang out with. I don't even want to see my old friends. That's not something I'm worried about, being around old people or anyone who uses. I will run as far away as I can from those people. Because I know what drugs have done to my life. I know what they've caused me to do. And I know that it was my choice. And I'm choosing right now to be free of that, just to continue my relationship with God. My mind is set on things like finding a church home. Because of my age and I'm getting out, my mind is actually set on things as, planning for saving money for retirement. Like my mind is on such positive things that I couldn't go back, sir. I'm 100% sure that I don't want that life anymore.
Thank you. I have no more questions.
Ready to vote?
I'm ready to vote.
Prager.
Okay, I've heard everything I need to hear, and I want to acknowledge a fellow that's deceased that you mentioned again, Dr. Cole Flournoy, who worked at the CADDO Correctional Institute in charge of programs. You're the second or third, if I recall, person seeking parole that said their change started when they met him. He's been deceased now for a number of years, but he was a good person and a good friend. But thanks for acknowledging him, in addition to the others you acknowledged. My vote is to grant this request.
Mr. Tillis?
You said a lot of good things. And I hope you're sincere about it. My vote is to grant.
All right, Mr. Dowden, my vote is to grant to the parole project transition plan. I would offer you some caution, though. You said in your talking to us that the meetings worked. And so I'm not going to require it as a condition of your parole that you do attend meetings. But I will tell you this, that we so often see people who stop going to the meetings because they don't think they need to anymore after having gone for a long time. And guess where they end up? Keep that in mind. We wish you the best success. Good luck, sir.
Thank you.
All right, we have Mr. Green. Good
Yes,
morning.
ma'am. Good morning.
What is state your name and tell us your DOC number.
Alfred Green, 427-445.
Right, Mr. Green. And you have some folks here in support today. You can see Mr. Kerry Myers with the Parole Project, your cousin, Reverend Joseph Adams, and your daughter, Erica Snowden, and all who want to speak on your behalf. So let me just read some identifying information into the record. Mr. Green, you're classified as a second felony offender. You're serving a 40-year sentence for armed robbery. You were sentenced in Orleans Parish in 2007. Your parole eligibility date is August 2nd of this year, and your good time release is in June of 2040. So your case was assigned to me, so I'll take the lead on the interview. Tell us, Mr. Green, why are you in prison?
I'm in prison. First of all, thank the board for this opportunity. I'm in prison for the armed robbery of Mr. Muhammad Ishmael. And I can take you through some of the details of that robbery. I went into the store to purchase some items from Mr. Ishmael with a $50 counterfeit bill. In which time Mr. Ishmael told me that it was no good. I left out of the store, came back in to purchase the items, in which time Mr. Ishmael told me that I was no longer allowed to purchase anything out of the store. I left out of the store again, coming back into the store. I hollered out to my co-defendant that did he want coons or Newports. I went back in, but instead of me going to the counter, I went around the counter with the intentions on robbing Mr. Ishmael. I pulled a .40 caliber handgun out and I proceeded with robbing Mr. Ishmael. Mr. Ishmael didn't deserve the pain and the things that I've done to him on that particular day, him nor his wife. But instead, I cannot undo what happened, but I can know going forward that it won't happen again. As far as that day, in turn, I can imagine what Mr. Ishmael and his wife been through. And I am extremely, extremely remorseful. And I take full responsibility of my actions.
All right, well, I have some more questions for you. And I'll let you collect yourself while we talk to the folks who want to say something about you. But first, we'll ask Warden Bickle. What can you tell us about Mr. Green?
Good morning. Alfred Green, he's been here a while. He's only had 3 write-ups. His disciplinary as a record very good. I think 2009 was his last write-up, and only 3 total. He is a trustee. He helps us out on occasion when we have special events and stuff in the kitchen. He'll go outside the gates to our training center and stuff and help us there. He does live in our faith-based dorm too. It's a dorm that's specific for faith-based programs where it's a 2-year process to go through. And so he helps us out. He actually facilitates some classes in there. And he's administrative orderly on the from assistant warden on the compound too. So Green does a good job for us.
Yeah, thank you, sir. All right, let's hear from the Parole Project, Mr. Myers.
Yes, good morning again. Kerry Myers with Louisiana Parole Project, and we're here for Mr. Green today. Parole Project recognizes the work that Mr. Green's done, the programming that he's done. Carpentry is a vocation, substance abuse, living in balance, anger management, victim awareness. He's done that and more. He's a member of Vets Incarcerated there. He is an honorably discharged veteran. He has worked, as you've heard him, since he committed this crime, worked on himself. We recognize that. We see that. He's done some exceptional things during his incarceration. He's got strong family support, as you will see coming up. We know that our program is designed and geared to help Mr. Green through the transition. technology, finance, social skills, the things that, 2 decades of incarceration. There's a level of institutionalization that's there, but we believe Mr. Green is a mature candidate for our program, that is his future, the support, the maturity, the things that he's learned, the programming that he's taken, is that he is long past at age 62 any criminal activity, and that we support his release and ask this board to consider those factors in granting us Mr. Green. Parole Project will support his release when he's finished with Parole Project and goes to his family. We'll continue to provide case management, making sure that he's connected to the services that he needs. So we just ask this board to consider those things today and grant his parole.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Reverend Adams.
Good morning, and thank you, Parole Board, for allowing me an opportunity to speak. I grew up with Alfred all my life. Moved away from New Orleans in 1987. So at that point, we didn't have as much communication. But soon after that, Alfred was placed at Dixon Correction Institute. I've been communicating with him via the JPay email system. And from our communications over the years, I've gotten to know a different and better, more mature Alfred Green. And it appears that the mindset that was built on the successful education and trustee programs offered at Dixon Correction Institute, and then the involvement with the Parole Project, I believe that the Alfred Green you see before you today has fully accepted his responsibility for all the mistakes he's made in the past. And although that he knew at that time he should have made better choices, I believe with all the infrastructure that his family and friends and the other support that will be around him, that he will continue to grow to see a better future and develop into an individual that will have a positive impact on the community wherever he resides. And while I know that this decision to grant or not grant parole is a tough one, I believe that everyone deserves another opportunity to better themselves and better the community with their lives. So I thank the Parole Board for allowing this opportunity and help with that decision to help Alfred become a better overall individual in society.
Thank you, sir. We appreciate your comments. And Ms. Snowden.
Hey, good morning. First, I want to thank you all for allowing him to partake in such a allowing him to be able to come up to the board and have a second chance at life. A little bit about my dad. He's a great guy, an amazing father. He always continued to show up even while incarcerated for me and my son, whether it was, where it couldn't be physically, but mentally and emotionally, even with the passing of my mom, he just always showed up and always expressed to me how, how much he loved me and how much he want to be better. If he's released, and I'm praying, I'm relying on God, I do believe that he'll be an amazing guy, a great father, a great grandfather, and I'll be with him every step of the way, making sure that his transition is easy, just always being that somebody he can, talk to, and I just thank you guys.
Well, thanks for speaking with us this morning. So, Mr. Green, I have some questions of you. Have you completed pre-release?
I'm currently in for the $100 pre-release as well as the victim impact money.
And are you followed by mental health?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And I asked that question because it said somewhere in the record that during this or around the time of this crime, you suffered from a mental health issue and you were unable at that time to afford your medication.
Yes, ma'am. But I think it was only for about 6 months because of the things that I was going through at the time. And I needed someone to talk to. And I was directed toward mental health, which they evaluated me. And after 6 months, they released me from there. But other than that, I think that was when I first got here to DCI.
But at the time of the crime, were you being treated for mental health issues?
No, ma'am.
At the time of your crime, were you on mental health medication?
No, ma'am.
Okay, because there was some information in the record that said that. Yeah, it was a girlfriend told the police that you suffered from depression and was unable to afford your medication, and in fact had attempted suicide that spring.
Okay, that wasn't prior to me coming to prison or committing a crime. That was years before then. That a lot of things that I was trying to do or making an attempt to do, it wasn't getting done. And you know, for me being a provider that I was to my family and my kids, I wasn't able to do so. So it brought me in a depression state. So to where that I did, I was entered into a mental health facility at that particular time where they evaluated me for 3 days and they sent me home. And I think the medication that they put me on was more to allow me to sleep.
Right.
And
what year was that where you were in there?
the crimes happened in 2006, but I think this was more to the point of, let's say, 2003. If I'm correct.
All right. So you're currently, but you are currently followed by mental health.
Oh, I'm sorry. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. I haven't seen mental health but that one time that I went there for assistance.
They're at DCI, I mean.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And so you're not on any mental health medication at DCI?
No, ma'am.
So let's talk about your programs. You do have some good programs. You say you're enrolled in the victim impact or victim training in the pre-release. What other programs have you completed?
I've completed Living in Balance, Making Peace with Your Past, Experiencing God. I had substance abuse, anger management, Malachi Day, a lot. But the one that mostly stood out to me was victim impact because it allowed me firsthand to see the pain, the trauma that one victim goes through in that whole process. And like I said, you know, the things that I know now, I didn't know then, but now I see how this impacted Mr. Ishmael as well as his family. So I would say that victim impact is something that we all have to go through just to get the knowledge and understanding of what the victim may go through.
If you could speak to your victim, Mr. Ishmael, you can't, but if you could, what would you say to him and or his family?
I would have to say that I sincerely apologize for the bad decision that I made on that day. And I just wish him well.
All right. So what would be your transition plan beyond the parole project?
Beyond the parole project, like it was stated earlier, that I will be residing with my daughter, Erica Snowden, at 913 Wagner Street, and that's in Algiers. I have a job awaiting me when I get out, and I will just have to lean on what I've accomplished since I've been in prison. Take this back out there with me so that I won't be that same person that brought me in here, to be a better person and helping, be more responsible, and just adhering to the rules and the laws that they have out there as a law-abiding citizen.
What's the job?
The job is a construction job that a friend of mine have, and he's going to employ me. You know, it's basically doing punch-out maintenance or new residents coming in, building, HVAC, stuff like that, that I'm experienced in.
All right, I don't have any other questions of my colleagues.
Warden, how long has he been a trustee?
6, 7 months, something like that.
Mr. Green, were you on drugs at the time that you committed that crime?
No, sir.
You weren't using drugs?
No, sir.
Have you ever used drugs?
No, sir.
Okay. I have no more questions.
Mr. President, what were you wanting the money for? What were you gonna do with the money?
I would have to answer the question as to why did I want the money. It wasn't mine from the beginning to take with. You know, I have to just let it be said that I didn't grow up this way. My mom taught us the right way to be. And it upsets me and it hurts me that I did do what I did. However, what I was going to do with the money, I couldn't answer that, but I'm quite sure that if I had the chance of doing this again, I wouldn't have, it's no way possible that Mr. Prater, I couldn't answer that question, what I was going to do with the money. Honestly, I can't, because I had a job. I had a job while I was out there. And for me to make that bad decision in robbing Mr. Ishmael at that time, I didn't believe that it was even possible. I'm being honest with you, being a person that I am, or being a person that I was.
And that's what I'm trying to determine is what was the motive?
Well, the motive with that, Mr. Prater, was that the night before, I was at a nightclub and a guy came up to me. I knew him, but I didn't know him. It was through acquaintances that he asked me for a change for a $50 bill. And I gave him the change, changed over the currency. And that morning when I got up and was making exchange from one pants to another, I noticed that the bill was counterfeit. And I was like, I wasn't mad, but I was upset that I allowed this to happen to me. And I just wanted to pass it off on somebody else, honestly.
Okay. And then when you got discovered, you pulled the gun and decided to rob the man. Is that correct?
Yes. When I pulled the gun, it wasn't to cause harm. It was only for fear of Mr. Ishmael so that he can comply to what I was doing. It wasn't there to go to home to hurt or to shoot anybody. It was just for a scare tactic.
Okay. Because that was incredibly impulsive and stupid. As you know, as you said too, I'm not lecturing you, I'm repeating what you said. It was okay. And how long you served? 20 years?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I don't have any other questions.
All right, I don't have any other questions, Mr. Green. Your case is a little concerning because you were in your 40s when you did this, were you not?
Yes, ma'am.
That kind of impulsive behavior, you should have been over that by now.
Yes,
by
ma'am.
then. You know, we see that in younger men. We were not able to locate the Ishmael family, so we don't know how they feel about any early release for you. There is some opposition by the Attorney General's office. I am pleased that the Parole Project is willing to take you on as a client. I think I have a lot of faith in the work that they do. And I believe you're at the age now where now's the time where you can still be employable, gainfully employed for a while. So based on what the warden has said, the programs that you've taken, and the support of the Parole Project, my vote today would be to grant your parole to that Parole Project plan but I would like a couple of more classes for you to complete at DCI. You've got time. Your parole's not, isn't it later this year in August?
Yes, ma'am.
That would be thinking for change for sure. Just more tools in your toolbox. And follow whatever recommendations the parole project may have for your success at transition. I'm just one vote. Let us finish voting and then we'll let you ask a question. Mr. Prater.
I'm like you, I've got concerns, but I think 20 years is a long time, and 68, you going up there now, and you're gonna be on paper for a long time. I don't think although it was an armed robbery, you don't have any violence in your past that I was able to find. I'm willing to give you a chance.
I concur.
All right, what's your question?
My question was, I understand and I will comply with thanking for a change, but, I facilitated that class with the youth offender program. Would that, or you still want me to go and take the class again, even though I facilitated the class?
Did you complete the class? I didn't see it in your
I
record.
didn't complete the class, but I facilitated the class.
Yeah, you gotta take it again. Take it.
Thank you, thank you.
Got time. The warden will help you
Yep.
get in. All right, you've been granted parole. Good luck. We don't want to see you again, Mr. Green. Do well.
You won't. Thank you, ma'am.
All right, we are ready for Mr. Nugent. Mr. Cavalier, can you camera? There you go. All right, Mr. Nugent, good morning. It's still morning.
Good morning.
Could you
Good
introduce
morning,
yourself?
ma'am.
Tell us your name and DOC number.
My name is Christopher Leo Nugent, 566469.
All right, sir. And Mr. Nugent, you are classified as a first felony offender. You were sentenced in Calcasieu Parish, July 2010 for forcible rape, and you're serving 20 years for that conviction. Your, let's see, parole eligibility date was January 9th of this year. You don't earn good time, so your full-term release date is January 10th, 2029. Does all that sound correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. Your case has been assigned to Mr. Tillis, so I'm going to turn it over to him.
Good morning. Yeah, I'm good. Good morning. How are you?
I'm doing fine, sir. How are you doing?
Good. Tell us why you're incarcerated and what did you do to get there? And why do you feel that maybe we should vote in your favor?
Yes, sir. It happened about 17 years ago. I got a call from Protective Service in Texas. They notified that found that I was the father of Taylor. That the mom was abusing her and neglecting her. So I went up there, me and the grandma, and we got temporary custody. One weekend she's at my house. I was watching TV at 6 o'clock at night. And she came in the room, got on my back. We was watching TV. Then she started rubbing herself on my back. And then I turned over. She fell on the bed. And that's when I touched her. Started fooling with her.
Okay. Okay. Is that it?
No, sir. And since I've been in, well, the sheriff office called me, told me to come over, and that they want to talk to me. So I went in, they brought me in the room, they asked me questions. First I denied it, because basically I was disgusted with myself for doing that to her. And then I admitted it. And since I first went to prison at Phelps, first thing I did was I went to the classification, the mental health office, to get into sex offender classes. I know what I did was wrong. So I started going to classes, learning to help myself be a better person, not the person I was then.
Could you tell me some of the classes you took, please?
Yes, sir. I took a sex offender class. I took victim impact, inside out dad, anger management, pre-release, and job life skills, separate recovery.
Okay, I'll get back with you on some other questions I want to ask. Warden, what can you tell us about him?
Good morning, board. Christopher, he's a hard worker around here. He works inside maintenance. So he's not allowed, doesn't go outside the razor wire, but within the fences. He helps us with all kind of little plumbing issues and any type of little construction issues and things like that inside the gates. And he's a hard worker. Had her last write-up, I think, in 2023. So he doesn't give us any trouble.
Thank you so much, Warden. We have someone to speak on your behalf. Verse 72.
Yes, sir.
Hi, good morning. My name is Sophie. I work at the First 72 Plus, and I'm here to speak on behalf of Mr. Christopher Nugent. The mission of the First 72 Plus is to stop the cycle of incarceration by fostering independence and self-sustainability through education, stable and secure housing and employment, healthcare, and community engagement. And we are eager to work with Mr. Nugent upon his release. He would be assigned a reentry coach, which is a formerly incarcerated case manager that would guide him through our case management plan by assessing and responding to his needs. We would also set him up with an appointment with the FIT clinic to be appointed a primary care physician and complete a behavioral health referral if needed. We would also provide Mr. Nugent with employment support and help him search for supportive housing if needed. And he would also benefit from our weekly reentry 9 Steps to Staying Free class, which invites clients to participate in an open discussion surrounding sticking to their goals, mental health support, managing their sobriety, handling emotions, and much more. We would also be able to provide him with our wraparound services. So this includes clothing, proper identification, social security registration, SNAP benefits, medical assistance, employment assistance, and helping him looking for housing. Mr. Nugent has secured stable housing upon his release with his father in Iowa, Louisiana. And so in addition to his father's support, Mr. Nugent would be surrounded by his brothers and aunts and uncles who also live in Iowa, and they would constitute his support system. His employment plan upon his release is to work at his brother's business, also in Iowa, where he would put his HVAC and construction skills to good use. And so with housing and employment plans and with our support at the First 72 Plus, we believe that Mr. Nugent would be able to live as an independent and productive member of society upon his release. Not only are we committed to assisting in a smooth transition with a support base designed to ensure services suitable for his needs, but we would also continue guiding Mr. Nugent until he is a stable and settled citizen in society. Should you determine that he needs any additional support services, we would gladly work with him to provide those services as well. And we're happy to answer any further questions.
Thank you so much. Also, we have Chastity Miller, a friend.
Yes, sir.
Morning.
What would you like to tell us about?
I've been on Christopher Nugent for 40 plus years. We grew up together. We played, kids, and then we lost contact, and then we regained contact. And knowing with what he was charged with and whatnot, and over the last 3 years, I have watched him become a new person, not the person that he once was. And we're in a relationship, and we're trying to come to the point to where whenever he gets out, I will assist him with his counseling, sexual offender classes, and helping him find a job and being a big part of his support system.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Nugent, if released, what would you tell me? She had said something about you getting a job and all of that. What are your plans and what would you like to do?
Furthermore, get out, get a job, and then go to the first sex offender class, because I am a sex offender, and continue to get help and grow, be a better person, and not put myself in that position to ever do that again.
Do you ever see your daughter or spend time with her?
No, sir. I ain't seen her in the past 17 years.
I see. She still live with her grandmother?
As far as I know. Yes, sir.
Okay. I have no more questions.
Mr. McCrae?
Yes, sir, Mr. Nugent, there was, and I don't care about going into a lot of detail, but how old was your daughter when you did this?
I think she was 10 years old, sir.
She wasn't quite 10 when it started, was she?
No, sir.
Okay, so she was 9 years old when it started.
Yes, sir.
And there was more to it than just she rubbed your back and then you touched her.
Yes, sir.
Okay, there was a whole lot more to it.
What the letter said, yes, sir.
Okay, cause I mean, it sounded almost like you touched her. And then you got a big long sentence behind just touching her, but there was oral sex involved in it and there was other things, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I just wanted to see if you were gonna admit that. Do you know what impact it had on her life?
Yes, sir, I do.
Okay. I don't have any.
All right, I don't see any other questions. I don't have any questions. I think we're prepared to vote, Mr. Nugent.
My vote today is going to be to deny because of law enforcement opposition. And one of the things I noticed, and it's just my belief, you didn't show any remorse toward your daughter. So my vote today is to vote deny.
Mr. Prater.
Mine is the same, deny. I think there was a lack of remorse and a lack of being upfront with the board and admitting exactly what you did wrong. This was a horrible crime. You might as well go ahead and admit it. Everybody else knows about it.
Yeah, my vote today also is to deny your parole, Mr. Nugent, for the same reasons. I also took note that this was not a one-off situation, and you were. Anyway, I won't go into it, but my vote today is to deny. So good luck to you, sir. Today your parole's been denied. Warden, we're going to sign off at 11:58.
Thank you. Have a blessed day.